Dave Popkin, WBGO Studios, being joined by one of the original Louisiana blues men, Lil Jimmy Reed, and his colleague and a bandmate, Charlie Apicella, who's a noted guitarist from the New York, New Jersey area, playing with Iron City and in other bands. And guys, I really appreciate the time today to talk some blues with you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I don't know about Charlie.
I'm doing great, thank you.
You guys are getting ready to play together at the Lancaster Blues Festival. Jimmy, what kind of songs and arrangements are you going to be doing there?
Oh Lord, so everything comes to my mind. I don't know what I'm gonna do till I get on the stage. I feel the people's out, and then the song start popping in my head, and I'm ready to go. Never
Uh,
had this.
are a lot of these songs yours, or a lot of them are old, like traditional covers?
A lot of them old songs. I'm starting adding new songs in it.
Yeah, for sure. Charlie, it sounds like a challenge to go up there and wing it like that.
Well, I can say this, I'm ready. I'm ready for the challenge. If anybody's ready for it, it's me and my cats. We spent a lot of time transcribing the original Jimmy Reed recordings.
Mhm.
I spent a lot of time here with little Jimmy Reed. We're gonna run through some tunes now here while we have an hour or two, and, we're gonna tap into that real down home living tradition of the blues. That's what we're looking to do.
Charlie, when did you guys meet and decide that you wanted to expose, American audiences to this music again?
We met last year at Lancaster Roots and Blues, and we struck up a conversation. And it's always been in my mind to add a real blues workshop to what we do with the Blues Alive curriculum. We do workshops and collaborations with non musicians. The important thing here is that we're collaborating with young students who are in a rock band combo. Tomorrow's the Lancaster Roots and Blues Festival. In Iron City will be Little Jimmy Reed's band. But tonight we're performing at Sweet Music Academy in Howell. And this is a collaboration between North Jersey Blues Society and Jersey Shore Blues and Jazz Foundation. And we coached their student ensemble last night. And tonight the students are going to give a concert with Little Jimmy, and then we're gonna fill out the rest of the night, and Iron City is gonna play with him, a few tunes also to fill it out and make it a full length concert.
Seems like a lot of fun. Jimmy, what are your thoughts on this weekend and these gigs that you're going to be playing?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I know the kids gonna have fun, and I'm gonna have fun. So that's all I'm looking forward to.
Sure. When you were their age, what did you listen to? Like, what are some of your first musical memories back in Louisiana?
Oh, I come up listening to Slim Harpo, uh, Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker. Uh, See, I was raised in front of a nightclub, and all those guys used to come to the club to play. Well, I was little then. I was laying in bed listening to them, and I didn't like their music. And they brought Jimmy Reed over there, and I fell in love with his music. And I started imitating Jimmy Reed, and I imitated him so good. Uh, they they brought him to LSU University, and he got drunk. They told me he got drunk, but I heard he was sick. They told me he got drunk, and they brought him out the back door and brought me through the front door. And those people in the audience couldn't tell the difference. They thought I was Jimmy Reed. So after that, some guy started booking me as Jimmy Reed. Then we found out I couldn't use Jimmy Reed name. I had to use Little Jimmy Reed. I put the little in front of it. Then I found out you got little B.B. King, little John Lee Hooker, little everybody was little imitating. Well, I imitated Jimmy Reed to a T, and I've been doing it ever since. I just love to play the blues myself.
How many of the original Jimmy Reed songs do you still do? Is that still a big part of your mix?
No, as I got older, I try to do some of my stuff. So I still do Jimmy Reed. I love Jimmy Reed, but now I got about six albums out myself. You know, under the name of Lil Jimmy Reed. I still like Jimmy Reed. I love him.
Absolutely. Now, take me through your performing history. Like, were you playing juke joints and all these
Oh,
things
oh
most of your
yeah,
young life?
yeah, yeah. I started playing guitar. I was about 16 years old. My daddy bought me a guitar on a Monday, and Saturday night I was in the club playing just that quick, and that's all I played then was juke joints. I was 16. I had to have some of my relatives go with me when I go in these nightclubs. But after then, I was on my own. I played all kind of juke joints. You name them, I played them. I played house parties where I have seen people take sofas out the house and put it on the ground, and everybody go in there and party. After the party, they put the furniture back in the house.
No, no doubt. I just talked to CJ Chenier recently, and he talked to me about the same thing. You know, in Louisiana, people would just kind of clear the furniture out, and everybody would
Yeah.
dance, right?
It seemed crazy, but they did it. All of them, about 10 or 15 men get in there and clean that house out. And man, they have a party that Saturday night, fish fried, drink, liquor. What it, back then, I don't think they were smoking weed. If it did, I didn't know nothing about it. And they party and get drunk. You wake up, there, people laying on the floor. They get up next day, put all that furniture back in the house. You couldn't tell it.
It sounds like fun to me, and even though the country has come a long way in some regards, and there's obviously more segregation back then, and a lot of poverty in the South and things like that. But you had something that you can't put a price on. Like, was that the happiest time of your life when you could just do that?
Oh yeah, that was fun time back then. Now see, Charlie is a good jazz player. He played jazz. I don't know jazz, and I can't play it. And it's kind of hard for me and Charlie to get together. We bump heads because he playing jazz and I'm trying to play blues. And he wants to learn blues, but he's a jazz player. I mean, his fingers just work, and the music sound good for what he do. You saw blues is something you got to be born with. You got to feel it. You feel it, and they asked me, uh, Jimmy, you want to drink? Well, see, I don't drink no liquor or nothing like that. I get high on my music. That's right. Oh, why you don't have a set list? What do you mean set list? I don't know what a set list is. I get on stage and I watch the crowd. You feel the crowd out. You can tell whether they're ready to party or what. And I tell the band what key I'm in and start off, and I'm gone. That's where I am.
Yeah, Charlie, what why is it so important to you and in general? I mean, you and I have talked off the air about this, but why do you think it is so important to share this music and this American tradition with people?
I'm just I'm just so taken by everything he says. I'm just so enamored by this. But I'm trying to think of your question. So what we've done, myself and my great colleague Brad Whiteley, the organist in Iron City, is that we always say with Blues Alive, with our curriculum, we all share common ancestors. In sharing common ancestors as people, the differences are so small, right? We might look a little bit different, but we're all basically the same. And blues music in general, especially blues music, is such a good illustration of that because music is a universal language. Blues is a universal, everybody has the blues, right?
Everybody.
All of the American music that we cherish has these melodies and these voices and these ancestral traditions. So the thing that's so exciting about this, our ability to collaborate with Little Jimmy Reed, is that we're able to take what he does in an intuitive way and we're able to marry that with the pedagogical style of teaching. So what I mean by that is this. He keeps bringing up this idea of the set list, right? So for me and Brad Whiteley and our drummer, the legendary Steve Johns, who's played with so many um, elder masters himself. But we, I think, come to it from more what I call pedagogical setting, which is most people call that jazz, right? That's why we're jazz players. Because we listen to the Jimmy Reed recordings, I write it all down, I transcribe it. I transcribe BB King very meticulously. And we go to the source, and that's how we elevate our intuition and elevate our blues mentality through the ability to use written music and kind of study it. And it's so amazing to have someone like Little Jimmy Reed here with us, where we can tap into the oral tradition and the idea of a mentor and an apprentice and the intuition that he adds to music making. And it opens up a whole other element. And when we're talking to the students, what my job is and Brad Whiteley's job is that we take that great intuition and that great universal spirit and we kind of harness it in an education curriculum. And that's what we've done. And we've trained the students in these new songs. It's not just the blues in A, it's a very specific tune, right? And that's the sort of thing that you can only get going back to the recordings, and you can really only get in person from having a master mentor like Little Jimmy Reed to collaborate with the students.
Hey, Jimmy, let's go back to something you were talking about earlier. You're talking about hanging outside, some of these juke joints and venues when some of those masters were playing, right? Like a Muddy or a Howlin' Wolf and some of these guys coming through. Um, let's say 10 or 20 years after that. Did you get to play with them or open up for them a good amount?
I opened up shows from uh, BB King, Bobby Blue Bland. Um, I'm trying to think. A lot of them I keep forgetting. I remember I was in California. Buddy Guy was out on the stage playing. I was next, so I'm standing at the curtain waiting for him to finish because I don't like his type of music. But he wasn't blues for me. So yeah, I'm a little dog with all them, and then with them big dogs. When he finished, I was so nervous. I never played with the horn players. I had 4 horn players. So the guy told me, "Say, don't you worry about the horn players. You do what you do." So I went out there and did my thing. I did good, and behind me was Bobby Blue Bland. He said, "Jimmy, you done told the damn show up." And I hugged him. But I've been on the show with a lot of them. And all of them made way more money than me. I was on the show with Bobby Blue Bland. They paid him $50,000. I said, $50,000. Now I'm getting $600. Ike Turner told, now he lived in California. Ike told the manager paid him $20,000. I'm behind stage with all of them listening. I looked out there and saw all of those papers. He told the manager, "See, I want $2,500 more." The man said, "I'm not giving it to you. You signed the contract, $20,000. I told his men, "Say, y'all get that shit and let's get out of here." I'm sitting there looking at all this. The man, taking their stuff down. So the man get him another $2,500. And they did that back in them days. I said, "Look at you." A lot of them did that. You look out there and see the crowd and say, "Oh, no, I got to have more money." Well, see, I wouldn't say that, not me. And then I'm making less money, happy with what I'm getting. You see what I'm saying? But I learned a lot, made the less.
But you have outlasted a lot of these guys, and you're out there selling out shows in Europe. You have a long tour scheduled,
Oh,
right?
no, I was telling Charlie, I've been everywhere except China and Japan. I played in Russia. I played in Beirut, Lebanon. I played in Israel, Jerusalem, places that them guys couldn't go or folk wouldn't hire them. But I was telling Charlie, I played in Beirut, Lebanon, and when the plane land, before I could get off it, 5 carloads of police from Beirut come and got me off that plane. And I'm just nervous. They got me off the plane, they got the luggage, and had an escort about 20 or 30 miles. They brought me straight to the hotel. I get to the hotel, I look out the window, I didn't see nobody. Nobody. The next couple of nights was a concert. Over 30,000 people in the auditorium. I said, look a year. I couldn't believe it. So what I do, I got to just do my thing, you know. But, but I done been through some. I done played some everywhere.
Obviously, the music was born here and bred here, but as it continues to spread across all these countries and
And
Europe, do you feel like there's more energy and support for blues music overseas these days?
oh Lord, yeah, yes indeed. And you got these young boys coming up, they playing what they call so-called blues. I'll give you an example. They got a young boy called Kingfish.
Sure,
Kingfish, you know Kingfish English?
I do.
When his mama was living, me and him was on the show in London. When his mama was living, he played the blues. His mama died, and I don't know who his manager is, took him over and made him sign them crooked papers. He don't play the blues now. I call it screaming rock. Everybody trying to outdo everybody. All the guitars sound alike with them foot pedals. Stuff. I don't have no foot pedal. Me and Charlie play clean. You know, let the guitar, we play clean. Them foot pedals ain't hitting on nothing. And another thing I don't like, a guitar player on stage turning his back to the audience, mess with the knobs and stuff. You don't do no stuff like that. Now you got to look down, find a, find out what pedal you're gonna stomp. You know, uh-uh. You stumble with that guitar. That's what I do. I take my guitar and go to and that's the blues, man, to me. That's the blues. You feel the blues. Everybody had the blues. You got to listen to the words in when the guy's singing. And they hit home with everybody. Listen to the words. And that's why I love it so. My wife give me the blues every day. I sit at home with my guitar, man, and play. That's right. And you can I write a song just like that. Just listen to my wife and them grandkids, you
Um,
know.
besides your vocals and your harp and your guitar, the one thing that stands out to me in your music that makes it feel like real, like, old-time authentic blues is the piano playing in there. I know that you play with Bob Hall and Hilary Blythe in your trio a lot, and in some of the earlier records that you had, it's just it's a unique kind of time capsule to me of playing when you can play a piano like that, that's like, a Pine Top Perkins style or a Johnny Johnson style, like, is the piano important to you and to your music?
Yeah, when I first started off, I didn't have piano. Now they got a young boy from Cincinnati, Ohio, Ben Levin. He just turned 24 years old. Me and him put a CD out together, and I just love him. He loved me, and we just sounded and just music just popping out here just like that. And he do it. We last year we played the New Orleans Blues Festival, and we had a time. And so now what he doing? He he got one more year before he finished college, and that's what he working on. And me and him been talking, me and him and his daddy. And when he finished college, we're gonna get back in it. That's right.
That's tremendous, that you're able to connect, to another generation like that and see somebody that has a deep love for the music.
Yeah, he just turned 24 years old.
Charlie, before I let you guys go, I just wanted to have your perspective for the audience on why Jimmy and his music are important, like where it comes from, and just in terms of the songs and the playing, why people should listen to this and know about it.
So the one element is really what's most important, and you see it right there. He's a great storyteller. He's a beautiful, open personality. You know, his personality really draws people in. He's so fun. You know, we've been hanging out and hitting every donut shop on the road. You know what I mean? We're just having a lot of fun being around each other, and that's people are the same off stage as they are on stage. It's a very inviting, warm thing. And you learn just by being around a wonderful, warm, beautiful person like that. And that's the personality element. That's what draws people in. And then musically speaking, what's so important for me to elevate, part of the work I'm doing with the Blues Foundation is that I want to reclaim the traditional voice of the blues and start to de-emphasize this rock guitar style. This is nothing he and I even talked about up until a couple hours ago, but it's been a little bit of my mission to go back to the, you know, blues is not synonymous with rock and screaming on guitar. It's about playing the real voices and using the guitar as voice. And that's why I think he's a perfect example of that style and that musical approach, in addition to his wonderful personality and his storytelling ability.
Well, see, a lot of musicians get mad at me. I tell the truth. I tell it how it is. Like, uh, I like last night was the first time me and you ever been on stage together trying to play. I try to show you what I wanted you to play, but you didn't get it. You gonna get it tonight though. See, your hand steady going like this. See, that ain't blue. Your right hand. I notice your right hand. You steady going like this. You know why? Cause you're the jazz player. You play jazz. I can't do that. So we gonna have a good time tonight. But you're the good jazz player now. You up there with Wes Montgomery. But it's gonna take you a while to get into the blues.
Now Bobby Rush is in his 90s. Buddy Guy's about to turn 90. You're a couple years behind them, and you're still going strong out there, playing a lot. I know it sounds a little funny to ask a guy in his late 80s what his goals are for his career and for his music, but are there things that you still want to do? Like, what do you want to do over the next few years?
I don't know. I tell you, all my life I have been wanting me a Corvette. So I finally got one last year. I bought me a new Corvette. So I don't know what I want to do, but like I said, I teach a lot of blues. Like he said, uh, uh, we call it down south blues in schools. They call it something else. I got 12 nursing homes I go to and play for the old folks. And and that's all I want. All I want to do is play the blues and be treated fairly. Everybody got to make some. I ain't trying to make all the money. You see what I'm saying? I just want enough to take care of me and my family. See, so that's. I wish you can be here tonight, Dave. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time tonight.
Me too. I will definitely get out there and catch you on the road. I will be on TV calling a basketball game tonight.
Oh. All right.
But I appreciate all the time
Mhm.
today, and wish you a lot of luck and health out there on the road.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's Charlie Apicella and the great Lil Jimmy Reed joining us here on WBGO.